Welcome back to the Doomsday Clock, where today we'll be talking about the 2008 movie, The Incredible Hulk. My name's Eric, and I'm joined always by my co-host, Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack.
So, like I just said, we're going to be talking about The Incredible Hulk. Beautiful, beautiful movie that we both enjoyed very, very much.
A movie that we both watched this week.
But exactly, we've both watched very recently this week. Anyways, we're gonna be we watched this in anticipation, for Doomsday as we're rolling down the clock. But yeah, let's start off with our little game. So Jack, we're gonna do a little bit different one because last week we did what the budget was, but this week I want to ask, how much do you think this movie made at the box office?
Dude, I have so little idea. I know I said this to you before we started recording. I want to say it now too. I cannot imagine. I'm glad we're not doing budget because I have no idea what this movie cost, but there is no way it is in any way close
I
to
low-key
Iron
want to
Man.
know both though because
Like,
there's just no way.
I do want to know both. Okay, let me think. Let's see. This is early. Here's the issue. I don't know what Iron Man
I
1
don't
made.
either. I didn't look it up or anything.
I'm not thinking we didn't look last week.
How much did how much did Iron Man 1 cost to make? Do you remember?
Iron Man 1 cost 250 million. I
Okay.
think. Either 140 or 250
Okay.
million. No, it was 140 because Endgame was 250.
Yep.
So it was 140 million
Okay.
to make.
God, how much Incredible Hulk made? That's hard.
I'm trying to remember okay, so here's the issue is when Iron Man 1 came out, neither of us were really conscious of box office.
Mm-mm.
Who's to say why? So I just have like I know
I'll just
okay,
I'll just say whatever. No, actually I won't just say. We'll talk about it once I give a number.
I have a guess. I don't think it's right, but I have a guess.
That's too high.
Dude, this is such a Goldilocks because we both know I think Endgame broke 2 billion,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Something like that. It's in the billions. That's why I'm not trying to be like anything crazy, but I want to do because we lowballed like crazy for Iron Man last time.
We lowballed we lowballed to the point where I was like I'm embarrassed by what we said.
But I have reasons for my number. That's all I'll just say. I'm ready. I'm locked in.
Okay. I'll go ahead and send mine if you want to go ahead and send yours.
Just go for it. Boom. Oh my god.
Okay, so I said 387 million and you said 80
I said 80 million because I feel like this movie, yeah, Hulk's like probably one of the more recognizable heroes in the MCU, but I feel like this movie had to have flopped, right?
I think here's the thing. I think this movie definitely flopped. I think 387 is high. I think I probably should have had closer to 287. I think one to 200. But the thing is, the Hulk is I would argue pre-MCU, the Hulk is one of the big three for Marvel. It was Wolverine, the Hulk, and Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for the?
And so, yeah.
So, I was close on the opening weekend. The opening weekend was 55 mil.
Really?
Yeah, but the worldwide total was 264. So you won you were way closer on this one than I was.
Man, if I did end up saying I was debating between 3 and 287, so that would have been pretty accurate. So what's the budget?
Production budget was $137.5 million. That's crazy. This movie is not worth that. I'm honestly very surprised it made back its budget. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not because my theory is Iron Man 1 was so good that people were like, okay, we'll give the other superhero movie a try. I'm surprised it cost that much because, and I'm sure we will get into this later, the Hulk looks really bad.
Oh, he's ugly. He's so bad in this movie.
He looks so bad. Now, granted, he's full CGI. Not to ruin the illusion for you. He's full CGI, whereas Iron Man in the suit wasn't. They had something to work off of. But here, you know what? We'll get into the CGI. I'm sure later. But for now,
let's just go over. So quick, you want to do spoiler-free thoughts first before we do a plot synopsis?
Yeah. So overall, I think that a third of this movie is really good, and then I think the issue is the last 2 hours happen. And I think that, is this the worst Marvel movie? I think, based on what I'm remembering, keeping in mind that a lot of these I have not watched in probably 6 or more years, I would say yes. This is definitely worse than Iron Man. By the end of this movie, just wanted it to be over in a way that I have not felt watching a Marvel movie. I think I don't want to say ever, but like there are very few movies that I watch that I'm like, oh my gosh, this needs to end like 30 minutes ago, and I just kept feeling like
Mhm.
that during this movie. Um, I don't like a lot of the performances. I think it looks visually pretty bad. The number of like setups that don't feel like they pay off is crazy. I think there's just so much about this movie that confuses me. Like, there's so much of it that like I get what they're trying to do, and there's also so much that baffles
Mhm.
me. I think there's a couple of really good jokes in here. I think there's a couple of things that I realized why because I've never seen this before. I don't think you had either, had you?
Nope.
Yeah, there's a couple things in here that I'm like, oh, so this thing that happened later was a payoff. Like it was like a callback. Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, I I was baffled by a lot of this movie, and I can see why some people would enjoy parts of this movie. I don't understand enjoying this movie as a whole.
Mhm.
I think that was rambly, but I think I got my point across. What so
Yeah.
I think that we kind of got a tease of what you thought about this movie at the end of the Iron Man episode. But what did
Mhm.
you think about this movie?
So my thing is, I love bad movies. I love bad movies a lot of the time,
This is
but
true.
I don't like boring movies. Well, it depends. I don't like a bad boring movie because there can be good boring movies. I love me a good boring movie, but bad boring movies are not my thing. Obviously, I think I think the first third is definitely the best part of the movie, but I still wouldn't say I thought it was anything great. Unfortunately, I don't think this is a very good bad movie. It's very boring for a good chunk of the movie. I don't care about a lot of the things. It's not very good. Iron Man 1 clears, obviously everybody knows that. This is a pretty bad Marvel movie. It is kind of crazy. If Iron Man 1 wasn't such a success, then the MCU probably would have just died here.
Yeah, I think okay, wait, Iron Man 2 was Iron Man 2 2009 or 2010?
Let me look it up. 2010.
Yeah, so it's because that's next for us. Not to
Yeah.
immediately be like, here's what's next.
Which it is funny that they immediately were like, "Oh, Incredible Hulk sucked. Let's just make another Iron Man."
Yeah. So what that means is it probably went into production shortly after Iron Man 1, if not before Iron
Mhm.
Man 1 was out. Um, yeah, it's very real that this movie could have killed any semblance of superhero movies for the next because
So then, yeah, quick little plot synopsis. It's basically just Hulk running away from the government the entire time and
yeah,
trying also not to be the Hulk anymore because Bruce Banner's like, well, he can't get his freak on, and it kind of sucks. So the whole time he's trying to not become the Hulk while the government is also trying to capture him, because he's the Hulk, and he also wants to reconnect with like his college girlfriend, I guess, or his research partner.
it's
And then
unclear.
that,
It's unclear if they were together before
yeah,
everything went down.
but and then the military like also gets a hold of like they start juicing up a soldier, and then he goes crazy, and then that's who the final battle is with, and then he dies. I think, right?
Blonsky?
I swear, I swear I watched the movie. He dies, right?
He does not die. No.
Oh, okay, never mind. My bad. How does he defeat him again? Anyway, we'll get to that later. I'm sure I wrote it down.
I bet you definitely did because I know I did.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe I didn't. I didn't write how he died, but I complained about literally everything else. I got a lot of notes for this movie. I got a lot. I have way more here than Iron Man 1.
I have let me pull up my Iron Man notes real quick. I have 213 words about Iron Man 1 and I have 726 about a Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wrote more
I don't
like
have a word count, but
I wrote more like sentences about Iron Man. I wrote more bullet points about Hulk. So I also wrote
mm-hmm.
just more.
I just have like a lot of questions, and then just a lot of this movie is kind of funny sometimes, but
This
it's also
movie
pretty bad.
there is one joke there I think I laughed out loud at one of the jokes like twice or three times.
I don't think I laughed with the movie. I was laughing at the movie,
I, I
but
laughed at the movie. I know for sure once.
I'll start. I laughed at the movie at the very beginning because I thought the opening credits were hilarious.
It's
Where it was just like it was like flashing. It was like flashbacks of the whole creation. Like we can't just.
so this is my first. So my first note actually is before that. My first note is how strange is it to see the Universal logo at the top of one of these?
Yeah, that was weird too.
That
I
was
didn't even think
very
about that.
weird. But my first note is about the opening credits. I'm just gonna read you what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get everyone knows who the Hulk is, but still, putting all this backstory in opening credits is crazy. They are
Right?
kind of money, though.
It was I was kind of mixed on it because like yeah, you don't like it's really not that interesting the whole origin story. Like you can kind of infer it just from the opening credits.
It's very, like, stereotypical scientist experiments on himself type
Yeah.
beat.
But it also it's like that's like the whole reason the plot exists.
It
Feels pretty important. Maybe we might want to have shown that one,
it it's
but
very fun.
whatever.
It's very funny to me because we later on in the MCU, we'll start to really see the trend of, like, skipping origin stories, right? Most famously, I guess so we'll lay this out here. We are not gonna be spoiling any of the movies going forward. We might have, like, 1 or 2 lines about them, but the part of the point of this is that we're watching all the MCU movies in order, not talking about the ones that come later. Any notes that I have about movies that come later will be brought up then. Um, but with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and immediately make that into a lie. I think most famously, the skipping of the origin in, like, Spider-Man: Homecoming, right? Where it's just
Yeah,
kinda,
that's
like,
what I was thinking
glossed over.
about
Like,
too.
the skipping of an origin becomes more of a trend later on in these movies.
Hmm.
It's very funny to see that start here when Iron Man 1 is, like, such an origin story. Like, to
Yeah.
the point where I would, like like, the argument is made that he's not Iron Man until he says it to that crowd, right? Like, that's when he, like, fully embraces it.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, Hulk is like, "No, we're starting with Hulk because we didn't wanna make a Hulk origin story movie." And that's very funny to me. I think that, like, skipping all of it is insane because
Yeah.
it's not in the public consciousness as much as maybe it was. Like, Hulk was very popular, but, like, it's the origin story of Hulk. I think skipping all of it in the way that it does, because 'cause you're right, it's like flashes and stuff like that. It's kinda cool, but it's also it feels like the opening to a sequel
Hmm.
where everything like, that all happened in the first movie, and then this is like the opening to 2. But it
Yeah, because I mean, literally all the stuff that happens in the flashback is incredibly important to the
crucially
whole movie. Because like we don't even learn anything about I don't remember what the lady's name was, but we don't
Betty.
learn anything about her until later. Was it?
Isn't it Bet no, she's not Betty Brant. She's, oh my gosh.
Was it like Elizabeth or something? I probably wrote it down, but maybe I didn't because I also can't think of it right now.
I'm so bad about writing down it. Betty Ross. Not Betty
Okay.
Brant, she's Betty Ross.
Yeah, we like literally don't learn anything about her until like what the second half of the movie.
Yeah, and everything that we do learn is agonizing.
Yeah, it just it feels like because like we also if you don't know like the Hulk blood stuff, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's not like that hard to infer in the movie, especially because like the opening deals with it. But maybe a little exposition or something, a little explanation wouldn't hurt for the general audience, you know?
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't think as far as sins the movie commits, I don't think it's top 5.
No, it's not one of the worst ones because there is reason behind it. I see the reason.
Yeah, but it is very strange.
Hmm.
With that being said, I think that opening the movie then with Days Without Incident 158 is really money. I really liked that.
Hmm.
I think that like that's like actually my next note is Stark Industries mention, which I wonder if in the theater
The
I
same
don't
guy that was
see that's
geeking
just
about Shield.
yeah, like I don't know how well it was communicated at the beginning of this that all these movies were gonna be connected. Just because once again, for the same
I
reason we didn't
don't
know about
know.
box office, for some reason we just don't know about that. Um
Yeah.
like I wonder how much that was communicated. I wonder if that was like a big deal for people or if it felt more like an Easter egg. I bet the
Yeah.
ending
Well,
scene of this was crazy.
I was about to say the comic book nerd sitting in that movie theater in 2008 was losing his mind at the
Yeah,
last scene in
yeah.
this movie.
The guy we invented last week who loved Shield probably lost his mind. So you want to address the Norton in the room?
I don't think he's that bad. I don't
He's
think he's that
not.
bad.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
It's just weird.
So my first like performance I think I saw of Edward Norton, I'm pretty sure is Glass Onion. The first one, like I remember
Hmm.
like being like, oh, that's Edward Norton. Like is Glass Onion, right? I love him in Glass Onion. I think he's fantastic in Glass Onion. I really like him in like the first half of this movie. I think that he's very good. I like his portrayal of Banner, especially in this whole opening thing. Just 'cause I think I like how Banner's portrayed in the whole opening of this movie. But I really like his performance as Banner in the first half of this movie, like the breathing exercises, all that kind of stuff. I think he's not bad. That being
Hmm.
said, not to talk out of turn about going forward.
Mark Ruffalo clears.
Mark Ruffalo's performance in Avengers is perhaps my favorite performance in the MCU up through like phase 2 or 3. Like anything that I say complimenting Norton here is just like it very much pales in comparison to how much I love Ruffalo's performance and portrayal of the Hulk going forward up to a certain point.
Yeah, I think a thing with Norton's performance is the directing and just the script, because he doesn't really get that much interesting stuff to do past the opening.
Yeah. There's some bad dialogue later on too.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, how much can you really blame Norton for his performance when I don't even think his performance was that bad. I do generally think it was the directing and the
Yeah.
just the script, because some of those lines I don't know.
I wrote down a
I
couple
don't
of
know.
lines.
I don't know how you deliver some of those lines with a straight face.
Where's your next bullet point at?
Well, I thought it was funny because like we before like it said that he was in Brazil, it started playing like heavy drums music and stuff like that. I was like, "Oh, we're in Brazil." And then the title card showed up and it said Brazil. Cuz it's just so predictable with that like type
it's
of
the Breaking
music.
Bad Mexico filter.
Right.
Like it's the
And
same
he's like
thing
you
where
hear
you're like,
drums and music, you're like, "Oh, we're in South America." And then my first thought was Brazil. And then it
oh,
showed
we're in
you're in
Brazil.
Brazil. It's so funny, but it's like so typical for like, especially like a 2008 movie.
Oh, 100%. It's very 2008. It's very, yeah. The title card, everything. Yeah. I really like the idea of Bruce Banner trying to really learn and control his anger and not just like isolating himself, but like trying to work on himself. I think this is a
Hmm.
part of the character that kind of goes understated as we get later in the MCU. Um, I really like it. And like once again, in the opening of this movie, where he's like learning breathing techniques. He is, trying to keep his head down, trying to stay out of stuff for the most part. Where he's just like he knows that if he hulks out, it's going to be bad. And the government is going to
Hmm.
find him and that like he needs to lay low. And I actually really like him like really trying to work on himself. I think this happens later too. I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. We can jump backwards, but jumping forward with the flower and him talking to Mr. Blue and like trying to find a cure for himself that's not just like his solution isn't isolate himself permanently. Like this is a Banner who hasn't lost all hope with like being the Hulk. He is very much like trying to work on a cure, trying to work on himself, and I think that that's a very good characterization of Banner. That I don't know. I haven't read many Hulk comics, so like I don't know if that's a big thing in the comics. I think it's something that I really like about this interpretation of the character.
I think when it comes to yeah to Bruce, it does do some good characterization. I'm gonna be real. I don't really know how interesting it is. I mean, I like seeing that he's doing both, like how you said, meditation and the science stuff to try and fix it. But it does add some stakes. I'll give it to that. So it adds the stakes like pretty much right away. So
Hmm.
and then I
So
also think the Hulk blood soda thing
yeah.
too.
So did you know Abomination was in this
I think so. I think just by like
movie? Just
association or
yeah.
whatever, like hearing it a little bit.
So I'm gonna read you my whole note. Okay, he definitely would have seen the blood in the bottle, or someone would have. As far as plot devices go, it isn't terrible. I thought that blood in the bottle was going to turn Blonsky into Abomination, and I was a little upset about it.
Nah, dude, it just killed Stanley.
It just killed Stan Lee, which is crazy.
Which we didn't even talk about Stanley's cameo in the last movie. We gotta rate the Stan Lee cameos too.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
he's playing Hugh Hefner in the first one.
Uh huh.
I don't
Well, I
know.
think Iron Man just called him that.
Oh, maybe he's
I
not
don't know
really
if
playing Hugh Hefner.
that was kind of my take, was that that Tony Stark just called him that.
It's fine. It's recognizable as Stan Lee. It doesn't really like it makes your brain go, "Oh, that's Stan Lee," but it doesn't like make him like the sole focus of the whole thing. Solid 8 out of 10 for that cameo in Iron Man.
First one's probably like a 7 out of 10 for me because it
Fair.
was just he didn't even say a word.
Yeah. How do you rate Stan Lee dying in this one?
It was like a 0 out of 10. I hated this one because he just dies. Drinks a whole pill
I
and dies.
I give
F
it
tier.
I give it a 3 because it's plot relevant, and so that's funny to me because that's how they
Kind of.
find out where Bruce is.
That's true, actually. I forgot about
Which
that.
I think that's very funny. Um.
Okay, 1 out of 10. You
Uh.
convinced me.
Yeah, I really thought the blood in the bottle was gonna be how Abomination was formed, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, is this why people hate this movie?" Like, that's that's so bad if that's why that's happening. And I'm glad it's not. I'm glad that's not what it is.
Mm,
It is crazy. He definitely like, I like that he, like, immediately panicked, wiped it up, and then somehow missed the giant bloods on the other bottle.
right?
I don't I don't know how that works, but okay.
Yeah.
Where's your next note at?
My next note is just I don't speak Portuguese because they spoke so much Portuguese in this opening that they just don't translate.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
it's very
I
funny.
get it. Yeah, I get it. But like, kind of want to know, can I get some subtitles or something? Like,
Yeah, it was
I don't know
very
what y'all
strange.
are
Like,
saying.
I had closed captioning on, and a good amount of it's translated, but not all of it. I do like him saying, "You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry." I did think that was kind of funny. I didn't
Yeah,
laugh out loud at it, but I was like, "Huh." Like, he gave me like a, "Huh."
yeah.
Like, I think it's funny. I think that
Mm-hmm.
the very like, now I will say it's Bruce Banner. You're not going to convince me he doesn't speak Portuguese or wasn't able to pick it up in the last like 4 months. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Going forward, we see how smart Bruce Banner is, and like he is one of the like very smart people in the MCU and in Marvel in general. You're not going to convince me he couldn't pick up the language better than that. Like, straight up.
My next note is just that there's so much freaking blood, like blood work and stuff in this freaking movie. I hate that stuff. It grossed me out.
Don't worry, we'll get to my big gross out. It's actually pretty soon.
Okay, I will. I'll let you
Not in
cook
this
then.
movie,
Yeah,
but in a movie going forward. So we
I do have a direct quote from Ross though, but I'll let you cook with your point first.
So my point is, I'm obsessed with the way that Ross refuses to give Blonsky any information about arguably the most dangerous target on the planet. With where we are in the MCU, I would argue that, like, not to once again, so 2 weeks in a row now mentioning power scaling. I would argue that the Hulk is probably the most dangerous single man on the planet at this time,
Mm-hmm.
based on like where we're at chronologically in the MCU, um, and where we're at with like these movies coming out. More specifically, why does Ross not? I get why he doesn't tell about the Hulk. He's like, he refuses to tell him any information.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, all you need to know is that the US government wants him. And I'm like, dude, tell him how smart he is at the very least. You don't have to tell him that he turns into a giant green rage monster, but like at least tell him that like he's a very smart person. He's going to be able to get away from you, and you need to be smart about how you do this. And for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, Ross just refuses to give Blonsky any information. Blonsky is like, he's introduced as like this incredible soldier, and Ross just like gives him nothing this entire movie, and it's so annoying.
I just have a direct quote from Ross where he says, "Get our agency people looking for a white man at that bottling plant."
I
I
forgot.
loved
I,
his
I,
delivery there was actually goated. I'm
I,
not gonna lie.
that might have got me to laugh out loud. I don't remember. I remember finding it funny, but not writing it down.
It's just the way he emphasized white man.
It
Just like,
So I didn't know Ross was in this movie. I don't think. I might have known, actually. I think I did know, but I didn't realize how important he was in this movie. And it's very funny because he's just kind of like, he just kind of shows up later in the MCU, and you go, "Who is that?" If you haven't seen this movie, that's funny to me.
mhm. I knew he was in it, but I didn't. I guess I didn't realize he was like pretty much the main antagonist.
Yeah. Where are you at next? I'm at like the chase scene.
Yeah, I am there too because I was talking about the music and I thought the music was actually really good
Yeah, I think
for
music
some
here is good.
reason.
I don't love the score for a lot of this movie. I don't like the main theme keeps coming back in a way that I don't like in this movie, but in this scene, yeah, the chase is pretty good. I
Hmm.
like One of my favorite tropes I've learned in movies is when somebody's chasing somebody else, and we the audience see somebody somewhere, and that person goes to where we know they are, and they're not there. I don't know
Yeah.
why I love that trope so much. I think it's awesome. And then Blonsky shoots a dog point blank.
Yeah, but it was like a tranquilizer though, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think so, but
Because
like,
that's what they were gonna shoot because they were
yeah,
just gonna shoot at
it
Bruce.
it feels very much like we need to make sure you know this guy is evil, so he's gonna treat this dog like cops treat dogs, and he's just gonna shoot it in the head.
Yeah. I also so this is jumping ahead into my bullet points, but when it comes to Blonsky, is he supposed to sound Australian or is he American? I can't
Thought he
tell if
was
he's doing a really
Russian.
bad accent. You thought he was Russian?
Uh,
I could have sworn I heard
Blonsky
an Australian
Rush.
accent.
Is Emil Blonsky Russian? He was born in Russia in the MCU and he was raised in England. So
What?
he's Russian born, English raised, and a soldier on loan from the Royal Marines to the US.
That's kind of that's a
Straight
crazy
up,
background.
straight up. No, he's not. He's Australian in this movie.
Dude, he
Also,
sounded. Is the actor Australian?
I don't know. He looks like Simon Pegg though.
He does.
Like
Blonsky.
multiple times. It's Tim Roth.
Really? Yeah, it
Man,
is Tim Roth.
man, he is. But I don't think his performance is terrible in this.
He's not Australian? Dude, I'm cooked. I thought he had an Australian accent the whole movie.
He sounded Australian.
That's why I was confused if he was trying to have like an American accent. I couldn't tell the entire movie.
Truthfully could not tell you.
That's crazy.
Talking about Chekhov's guns, Chekhov's breathing techniques are already back 20 minutes into this movie. Also, this movie flies at the beginning.
It does.
We talked about pacing a lot last week. This movie at the beginning absolutely flies, and I was like, oh my gosh, this whole movie is this breakneck pace. This is going to be awesome. Spoiler, it isn't.
It's not. It falls off so hard.
Yeah. I think this chase is pretty good overall.
Yeah, I think it's all right. It's just he ran so long it became like night because it was like broad daylight for a while.
Yeah.
And then he hid in like the baddie's house or apartment or something that was right below him.
Yeah. I think the chase is weird. I have the
Dude,
note
he was
that
moving. He was moving so fast.
he was schmoving. I really like that they kind of show that he's like a scientist, not a spy. Like he doesn't have like he walks right out into the open and immediately he's spotted.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he's the one white man in Brazil, but like he's immediately spotted. I enjoyed that he was like very much once he's very good at not being found, but once they find him, it's kind of over.
He rolled that one on stealth, like he was cooked.
Yes, completely. Also, I like the watch. I think the watch is cool. I think the watch is a very good character thing.
That one confused me a little bit though because it's becoming the Hulk based on emotion, like anger or heart rate.
It is based on
is it
anger.
both?
I believe canonically it is anger, but I don't think he knows that at this.
Okay, so he thinks it's heart rate, but it's...
I think he thinks that it's heart rate at this point because it hasn't been studied. So it's...
I think you could argue both though, because I mean, like your heart rate's gonna go up when you're angry, you know?
Yeah, I think the core of the Hulk is about anger, but I think he doesn't know that, and so he's thinking it's heart rate.
And he was parkouring like crazy. Like he's played Mirror's Edge before or something, dude. Like,
yeah, full neon white.
He was hitting
like,
it.
Do you want to talk about the like horror movie?
That's my next point is Hulk was moving like a horror villain because these soldiers are so stupid they just keep shooting at him.
This is the best scene of the Hulk that we get in this movie.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I love that they barely show him. He's in the shadows until the full reveal, and then Ross just shouts, "That is the target!" Like, that's awesome.
It might be my favorite scene in like the whole movie just because it felt so different from literally everything else.
Yeah. That's not ridiculous to say. I think it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. He doesn't look terrible in this scene.
No, because it's dark and you can't really see him.
Like the CGI doesn't look terrible in this scene. There's a scene later where it looks horrendous. But he doesn't look really bad here. Like I actually wrote down, he doesn't look good, but honestly, he doesn't look too bad. This is the 2008 CGI that I expect out of Iron Man 1, and instead we got it in this.
Yeah. He looks bad in like daylight, and when you can actually see him. Once it's like nighttime and you can't really see him, it's fine. Like he looked perfectly fine in this. I'm gonna go back to this because like the soldiers kept shooting him, and I was like the whole time, why are we still just shooting? You clearly see the tranks like bouncing off this guy, right?
It's very much the same thing as Iron Man 1, where they're all shooting the guy in the invincible armor suit, and you're like, come on,
you're
guys.
Like, dude, I think we need to figure out something else.
Like, there's gotta be another option here. We don't gotta just keep shooting this guy over and over. I love it when he throws the giant tank. Not tank as in like military tank, but like the tank of like presumably gas or liquid at somebody.
Yeah, like the machines or whatever.
Yeah.
Of all this stuff.
I liked it. I like this scene a lot. I can't lie.
Yeah, this is my favorite. This is like the only scene I got like I don't got like negative notes about, I think.
Awesome.
Or I don't think it was weird, but
what a great sign for going forward.
Right. And then this is where the pacing starts falling apart. I think it's because of the editing too, because the military stuff, every scene of the military, like with Ross and Blonsky, is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we gotta get the Hulk. We gotta figure something out. We're gonna juice you up. And
I
he's
think
like, but I
that's
want to be juiced more.
I think that's true for every scene except this one. Because this scene,
Yeah,
this is my note here is Blonsky is the only one that has a normal reaction to this.
yeah.
Everyone else is like, yeah, man, we just fought the Hulk. And he's like, we just fought the what? Like, what do you
Hmm.
mean? This is not normal. What are you talking about? Like, he's the
Yeah.
only one who's having a normal reaction. Everyone's like, yeah, it's the Hulk, man. You know, we're in the MCU and we got to fight the Hulk now. Like, Blonsky. But yeah, every scene after this with the military is just Blonsky wanting to get juiced.
And I'm not saying like the stuff with the Hulk is very interesting beyond this point, but
God,
like
no.
it's kind of the more interesting thing, I guess.
Between the two, yeah. But like, if I have to choose between being shot in my left arm or my right arm, like, I'd prefer you
Yeah.
don't shoot me at all.
It's kind of like just like a little like shit for one thing and then poop for the other. Like one's not as bad, you know.
Yeah, but then neither of
You
them
know
are
what I'm
great.
saying? And then my nitpick of the my favorite nitpick is what kind of military personnel would say WW2 instead of just saying World War II? Because that's what he was like back in WW2. I was like, who would say that?
Back in WW2 when we made Captain America, the first Avenger.
He thought he was so cool for saying that, dude. He thought that
Really
was
funny.
hard.
You're right. I didn't even clock that, but you're right. It Yeah. Then I think we after that it cuts back to Banner because then it says like days without incident like 1 or 2 or it says 1. And I
It says
like
like one because he ends up in Mexico
yeah.
or Guatemala or something.
Yeah, and then which also everybody's so nice in this movie.
Yeah, that dude gave him money when he was just on the streets, bro.
Yeah. But then later it cuts to like days without incident 18 and like that's how we're showing how time passes. I really like that. I think that's
Yeah, I
a
think
good
that's cool.
way to show how much time is passing. I think that's
My
a
another my another nitpick I had too is he got from Guatemala or Mexico or whatever to Virginia in 16 days by walking. He could have hitchhiked, I guess, but like
yeah. Also,
they
so
didn't show that.
this is post 9/11. Does
Mhm.
he have his passport? This is where I have a question to ask you.
Mhm.
When did you know that she was Ross's daughter? Like, did you know that going into the movie?
I did not know that going into the movie.
Did
So
you
it was like when they were it wasn't it was when I read like when he like walked up to the college and he read the
yeah,
sign
and their names
and
on
it
the
said
board?
Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I clocked that and I was like, that's awesome. For like people who are paying attention, you get that. And then for people
Mhm.
who aren't, like it happens later. And like it still gets revealed later. It's like a big reveal. But if you clock it on the board, like there are a lot of little details and little things in this movie that I really like. And I think that's what
Mhm.
annoyed me so much about like the whole third act.
With that specific thing though, I genuinely with this movie, I didn't know if it was just supposed to be like, oh, that's a coincidence, or if they were like
No.
actually related.
Yeah, since I already knew they were related, I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Hmm.
Like that's very
Yeah,
funny that you were like, "Oh, is it a coincidence?" That's very funny.
yeah,
So then he stalks her.
yeah. He does.
He does the wave thing where he thinks that she's waving to him. I laughed out loud. I laughed at the movie. That was
Yeah,
funny.
I love that her boyfriend is Modern Family guy. It's
Dude,
it's
it,
it's Phil.
I literally wrote later, "Is that the dad from Modern Family?" A show that I have never seen except for in clips on TikTok.
I said, oh my god, her boyfriend is Modern Family.
I don't know if he's been in other things. I only know him from Modern Family, from the
I
scene where
think
they
I
recreate The Godfather.
Yeah, I think it would be funny if this is canon, if Modern Family's canon, and he like divorced his wife or something,
When did Modern
and this
Family
is
air?
just
Was it over by 2008? No, right?
no. I think it's still. Is it still going?
There's no way it's still going. I think Modern Family is a very Obama era show.
It's not still running. It concluded in April 2020 after 11 seasons.
Wait, I thought it was like 20. I genuinely was gonna guess 2008 to 2014.
I knew it was like a more modern
2009. So it was after this. So this
2009.
was his big break before Modern
Wow.
Family.
Is this a prequel to Modern Family?
So this is a prequel to Modern Family. That's what the MCU stands for.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. So does the entire MCU have to take place first, or is it just this movie? Is the
It's just this
prequel?
movie because Modern Family, I
Okay,
believe, takes place in modern day as it's airing,
yeah, it does.
which
That
also
that
the
is kind of
MCU does
crazy.
up to a certain point.
I love that this is like a side plot for Phil from Modern Family, though.
So straight
He's-
up, he's in Dawn of the Dead. He's in Law and Order. He's in The West Wing. Oh, he's in one episode of The West Wing. Um, this is genuinely. I think this is his first. No, he's in. I mean, he's in National Treasure. Is 2 or 3. He's in Book of Secrets. Is that 2 or 3?
He's a national treasure. You're lying.
He's in National Treasure, Book of Secrets.
Who's he playing in National Treasure 2?
He is Connor. No last name.
Oh, dude, wait, hold on. He's also dating. He's dating Nick. He's Nick Cage's like girl's boyfriend at the beginning of the movie because they broke up. Yeah. However, she later dumped Connor and took Ben back.
Oh wait, so this is also part of the MCU then?
Yeah, so National Treasure. Because wait, National Treasure Book of Secrets came out in 2007.
Yeah, so that's before Hulk. So he was dating Nick Cage's daughter, and then he starts dating General Ross's daughter, Betty Ross.
Whatever. I think it was Nick Cage's like ex-girlfriend in National Treasure.
Okay.
So yeah, he dated Nick Cage's ex-girlfriend. Yeah, and then he got with
Betty Ross.
Elizabeth? Betty Ross.
Yeah.
And then they broke up, and then a year later he married the lady in Modern Family.
Claire, yeah.
Yeah.
He also plays Nazi commander in Key and Peele. I did know that. I have seen him in that.
I did not know that. So he's got some history.
Yeah.
He's been around the block.
He was in 250 episodes of Modern Family.
Dude, Modern Family, yeah. He was probably in every episode.
I think that's all of them.
I'm pretty sure, because, they were like the main family.
He is the Modern Family.
Yeah, he's the Modern Family guy. That's why I put, oh my god, her boyfriend is Modern Family.
So then he has to hack into her account. And it isn't hacking. Okay, let me rephrase that. Then he has to get into her account. It's not hacking because he knows the password.
Yeah, he just knows her credentials.
Which is 5 characters.
I noticed that too. I thought that was kind of crazy. That's just a security hazard, dude.
That is a security hazard. As someone who works in IT against my will, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And I also feel like, oh, okay, how many days has passed? It's been like more than a semester, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Because I feel like you would have to reset everything. No.
Also, yeah, I don't feel like so they aren't. I don't think they're students. I think they are.
They're like researchers,
researchers on campus. But yeah, there's no way that her password is allowed. Like I change my password at work every 90 days.
Yeah.
There's no way that she's doing government level research.
In college too, like I know I'm assuming like the professors still have to change their passwords and stuff like the same amount of time as the students do. You have to change that like once a semester or something.
I was gonna say. Also, it is customary when someone leaves the company to change all the passwords they have access. Now,
yeah,
I know that she doesn't, so she doesn't blame him. I think an important thing that we'll get to later is that she very much doesn't blame him for what happened. So I guess she wouldn't have changed her password, but she should have.
Or someone should have required her to.
Yeah, someone should have required her to. Also, one of my notes is Edward Norton pretending to be a bad actor is funny. I always appreciate when that happens in movies. Because he's Bruce pretending to be a pizza guy, but Bruce is not a good actor. He's a scientist. He's not about this, and so he's like, "Hi, man, I have a pizza I need to deliver." And I think the solution is just give the guy pizza. It'll be fine. Just give the guy pizza.
And he goes, "You are the man," and dabs him up. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then I said, "Is that the dad from Modern Family?" I didn't clock it at the beginning. I didn't clock Phil Dunphy.
I noticed it frame 1.
I did not.
My family still watches it every now and then. So.
Your Modern Family senses are tingling. So then we have this. So then he goes and he talks to the guy and he's like, "Hey, can I get a room for a few nights?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, for sure, man. It's messed up what happened to you."
This is one thing. This is one thing though that I felt like kind of struggled by not showing us the Hulk origin stuff, and showing anything before it. Because this dude just shows up and he's like, "Oh, I love you so much, dude. You two are such good customers and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Well, okay."
And you're like, "Okay, laying on a little thick."
Sure.
And we didn't see any of this, so okay.
I was about to say you're telling me a lot right now, but all right, yeah. And I love that she just walks in and he's just there.
Yeah, just the worst timing possible. That's
awesome.
I really like the dumpster scene.
Yeah, where he was hiding.
Where he has to he's she can't see me. she's in a happy relationship. Like, I think that a very big character, like a big part of Bruce Banner's character is the more like self-sacrificial type of thing where it's like, I am dangerous, especially this early on in the character. And I really like that. He's like, no, she can't see me here. This is not, and then she just sees him a little bit later.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then she doesn't blame
Um.
him. I really like that she doesn't blame him for everything that happened. I think
Yeah.
that it would be very easy to make her be like, you lashed out and you hurt me. I think, but it's a very like, she's like, no, like we were doing science, science went wrong. It's messed up what happened to you, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of where in the movie I kind of was getting a little tired of the directing though, like really heavily, because
Yeah.
like I think the actors are. I think Edward Norton's doing pretty good. He's doing what he can,
Hmm.
but the actress for Betty Ross, she was like whispering every line and stuff like that. And I get that it's probably like I just said 1,000 times. I think it's. I genuinely do think it's the directing, but
Yeah. The first scene I really
I just
clocked it
yeah
in is the when they're like outside of the room and she's like giving him clothes to wear. That scene's really bad. It's not the
yeah.
worst scene, but it's pretty bad.
It's just so dry. I just didn't feel the chemistry
The
between
I
those two like at all.
It's also really rough coming out of like RDJ and Gwyneth Paltrow,
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
like even though I don't buy their romance in that movie, they had chemistry.
Yeah, the writing wasn't like super there in Iron Man 1, but you could feel the chemistry at least, so you can see it
Yeah.
coming.
So this is where we get Blonsky gets his first round of HRT, and they say, and I quote, "The bone ones are gonna hurt." I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
I can't even lie to you. The guy said, "The bone ones are gonna hurt," and I just started cackling. It's such
She
a
was
like,
low-key looking good though after her transition.
yeah, she's looking great after her transition. It just what a HRT could have saved Emil Blonsky. Which is like what an insane. The bone ones are gonna hurt. Who says that? Like it's just so
Right?
weird.
They also could have like I don't know, you all give her some pain medication or something or like some Tylenol
Like what's
or
up?
like cuz like
Um,
if you look me in the eyes and tell me that bone ones are going to hurt, I'm going to be like, "Okay, so what are we going to do about that?" You
so
know?
like give me some Advil. Give me an epidural at that point, bro. Like
Can
which
I
that's
just have
also
like
a
a
bone
glass of
one.
water or something? Like can we get like ibuprofen? What's
Like
going on?
give me something.
They have
Uh,
tranquilizers, dude. Just knock me out.
yeah, just fully knock me out while I go through it. My next note is okay. How did they find him? And then I went back and said, wait, never mind. Modern Family.
Yeah,
I When they first started like running up on Bruce, because this is when he leaves her house and and then the military starts running up on him, and I'm like, how? How'd they find him?
yeah.
Like, what
I
do you
also have a
mean?
note that says, "Wait, how did the military know to show up at the college? Am I just forgetting something?"
No, you're not. It's just not explained until later. Which I like that it was explained because I was very worried that it was gonna not be, and I was like, that's a bad thing not explained. But nope, it's Modern Family. Yeah, this is the last time Phil Dunphy was a snitch. He
Okay.
yeah. It's a line he has later with Ross. Ross is like, you did the right thing by telling us about him.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, I guess I just wasn't listening.
I want to real quick. I want to talk about some of Bruce's motivations, and then I think we should talk about this scene. I like that Bruce's whole motivation is that he knows that they're going to try to turn him into a weapon, and so he's trying to cure himself so that they cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that is the best possible plot for a Bruce Banner on the run from the government movie. It's not they're trying to put him in
I
prison. It's not that it's
yeah.
like he's like they're trying to turn me into a weapon, and that is a bad idea, and I cannot let that happen.
I think also there's a side motivation is that he's like, I just would rather not have to worry about all this, which is like
Yeah.
definitely it's like some of the most relatable
Yes.
things ever.
For sure. But yeah, I just really like that. I was like, yeah, this. So let's talk about this scene now.
Yeah, I actually got some notes about this one too.
I thought this was the third act. I thought this was the big third act battle.
No, 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 no.
There's a
This is the
whole
big
like other
second act battle, I
45
guess.
minutes.
Yeah. That's when I clocked that too. I looked at the time and I was like, "You got to be kidding!" And then I checked it. What I thought was like 10 minutes later, and only been like 2 minutes. I was like, "Bro."
Dude, I just
Um,
I would like you to talk about the scene. I'll just go ahead and go through all of your stuff with this scene, and
yeah.
then I'll go through
Well,
some of my stuff.
one of my biggest. It depends on the movie because like if you watch like John Wick and you're like, "Why is nobody landing a headshot?" You just got to realize it's John Wick.
Yeah,
Like you just got to know that it's that type of movie. When I see like all these soldiers not just shooting a tranquilizer at Bruce Banner when they all have clear shots drove me crazy. They were chasing him for so long and nobody wanted to just I don't know, take a hot shot of a
I'm gonna I'm gonna
tranquilizer
I'm
at
gonna
him.
play defense. I am gonna play defense here.
Okay,
I don't think they know what triggers him to Hulk out. I
fair.
think like
But I
that's
mean,
why they like try to like gas him later because I think that they're worried that if they shoot him, he's just going to immediately turn green and then it's over for them.
that's fair. But like, not one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't
Okay, you're
want to
not going to
test it
convince me
out.
that all of these military people aren't just going to start opening
Yeah,
fire. Like
literally. And then actually, like, it's just CGI. The Hulk does not look good in
he
broad
looks
daylight.
so bad.
He looks very bad,
He looks so
and
bad. I thought
just
the budget for this movie was under 100 million.
yeah. And then the military is just guns blazing on him. Like after a certain point, Ross, let's open our eyes, buddy.
Let's figure this out. I think that there's a couple of good bits of this scene with Ross and Betty. And then he's like, "Well, if we shoot at him, then my daughter will like. If my daughter sees that we can like not gun him down, then she'll be on my side."
Mm-hmm.
And then I really like the scene. Like, there's a part of this scene that I actually really do like, and that's when like Blonsky is like actually like fragging out, like,
Yeah.
and he's
He's
like,
like
he is,
flipping and stuff. He's like
yeah,
wall running.
that's awesome. And then he just gets bodied, and
Yeah.
that was so funny. I laughed out like he just fully like Family Guy death pose up against the tree,
Yeah.
crying.
It's awesome.
Also, this scene made me think, dude, Stranger Things 5, the finale had to be unbearable in theaters with that like with those sound machines. Because even
Mm-hmm.
watching like it on my headphones with those sound machines, I was like, oh my gosh, this sucks to listen to. I
Yeah.
can't imagine on like theater level speakers. They went on for so long in this movie. Like they just
Yeah.
kept just
Dude, they were also just mag dumping the Hulk for like 5 minutes straight. I was like, oh
yeah.
my god.
Can we please calm down? CGI is terrible in this scene. Also, you
Yeah.
mentioned it, but it's one of my notes as well. I gotta mention, it's very bad. He looks really, really bad. And
Mm-hmm.
then we go to a cave, and he's back in the dark, and he looks good again.
Yeah, he looks fine. I also just said the power of pussy is the Hulk's true weakness.
It, yeah.
Because both, but it's
When
it's true. It's his true weakness for both forms. Because
when
Bruce
a
Banner
baddie
can't
asks you
get
to calm
some.
down,
Yeah, Bruce Banner can't get some, but the Hulk technically could, but he can't because then she would probably die.
probably
It's poetic, actually, when you think about it.
it really is poetic in a way. This is where the movie got actually like a genuine laugh out of me. It's when Ross says, "Where does she meet these guys?" after he's done talking to Modern Family.
Yeah,
And I just laughed out loud because I was like, that's just such a like in a movie that's like sci-fi, CGI, like big Hulk, like that's just such like a grounded line. Just where did she meet these guys? Like he just sounded so exasperated. Like he's in a different movie than the rest of them.
yeah. I love that Ross the whole movie was like, "Oh man, my daughter." He's like struggling to like connect with his daughter, and the whole time he's just hunting her boyfriend, and then later starts hunting her.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like
obviously, bro, what are
and
you missing here?
he's like, maybe this will be maybe this will endear her to like she hasn't spoken to him. I think it's
Yeah.
brought up like she hasn't spoken to him since, and he's like, maybe this will do it. Maybe this will get her to talk to me if I hunt down her boyfriend for
And then
sport.
yeah, and then she's also just like, "Don't talk to me as a daughter anymore."
Yeah,
And then he still tries to do it. Like, bro.
it's crazy. I really, really like once again, this movie, the very little things that I love in this movie, I like that he eats the flash drive.
Yeah,
Like it's
that
such
was
a
cool.
like it's such a like he's very smart. He's a scientist, he's very smart. He knows he has to preserve it and he knows his body will keep it safe. That's awesome. Also, I need to issue a formal apology. I was unaware that there was a almost sex scene in this movie.
Yeah.
So starting now, I believe it is the most sex until Eternals. I had not seen this movie, and so I did not know. But to be fair to me, they specifically don't have sex in this movie.
Hmm.
So I do stand by. I think Iron Man 1 is more sex than this movie.
I'm also just looking at my notes. This is going back to the cave scene. I don't remember. I'm trying to piece this one together.
Yeah.
But I said them sitting in the cave together was giving Pilot of Smiling Friends. And I don't remember what I mean by that. I
You
don't
mean
remember what
either.
I mean by this. What
What's
was I
the
cooking?
what episode is the pilot?
That's the one where he's like, "I'm gonna shoot myself," and then they like go to a party, and that dude's like, hits the vape in front of Pim's face. Oh, it's because remember the dude that like throws up on the dinner table, It's her boyfriend, the buff guy.
No, yeah. Wait, yeah, okay, yeah.
He's like they're like at Pim's house or whatever with his family, and then her boyfriend or his sister's boyfriend's there. And he's got
Mm-hmm.
like the alpha shirt on, and she's like, "Right, babe."
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what I was thinking about.
In your brain, this was Betty and her alpha boyfriend.
Yeah, with like the big buff strong boyfriend. Okay, I see what I was cooking now. I
I
get
see
it.
what you were cooking. I don't think you were cooking much, but I see what you were cooking.
I was staring at this note for so long. I could not understand what I was trying to piece together. Anyways,
Can I talk about what I think is the worst line in this movie?
yeah, go for it.
So, they're talking about going on the run. So at this point, Betty and Banner are talking about like going on the run and like leaving, and they're like, "What can we bring?" You know, and they're like, "Well, we need money." And she goes, "We could sell my necklace." And he goes, "It's the only thing you have left from." No, as like it's the only thing you have left from your mom. It is the worst line in this movie. It is delivered poorly. Sorry, Edward. It is delivered poorly. It is written terribly, and both of them have no emotion when they're acting.
I also got beef with that necklace because like, so did they sell it? Because he had it at the end of the movie, right?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, then they did all that with $40.
I guess, man. But like, I get that it's the only thing left from her mom. That's a terrible way to deliver it. That's a terrible way to
Mm-hmm.
like convey that information. I do, however, once again going back to things that I think something that's going to become very clear throughout this whole series is that I do like not defending movies, but pointing out things that they do that I really like. Uh, it's like even in bad movies, I'll be like, no, this actually like this very little thing that is like a very minor character beat or like the day since incident. Like I like pointing those out. And I think that sometimes even bad movies have really good parts to them. I like that every time it comes to like him needing to like escape from the government and like disappear, he is great at it. He is very, very good at it. He knows what he's doing. I think that is good writing. Unfortunately, the scene after this also has a very bad line. But do you have anything else?
Just nothing that I think we can move on to like when they get to the city or whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, so I have a line from Emil. So Emil gets bodied by the Hulk, right? And he's in the hospital, and Ross is like, "Does he have any next of kin?" And then she goes, "You can ask him yourself," which is kind of aura. And then Ross
Mm-hmm.
goes, "How are you feeling?" And he goes, "Like a monster."
No, it's
He,
hard. You're just
now,
not thinking about it
now,
enough.
now, here's the thing. I don't think that's worse than the necklace line. It's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. We're very much into the real schlop of the movie now. Like
This is
it's
this is real
very
schlop hours.
yeah. I just have ill bro more Hulk blood stuff is my next note
Yeah, I think
because I just it gives me ick. Why am I
what
watching him?
who is this character in the
Ew.
comics? Just a second. Let me see who this character is. It's is it Leader? His name is Leader. Uh, this so this is like he's an actual like scientist in the MCU that is the villain Leader. So
Mm-hmm.
that's cool.
The dude that Hulk goes to.
Yeah, like the scientist
Okay.
Samuel Stearns. Like this is like
Okay.
a existing character, which I think is cool.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um,
He was okay for me, I guess.
yeah,
I
he's
don't
okay.
know.
I think that I like the like nervous kind of bumbling scientist, and then like I like that he kind of falls into his element and is like, "Ah, I did it," you know? Um, I said this note just says, "The cure scene looks really bad, but the thought behind it is kind of awesome. It's an
Mm-hmm.
example of cool idea, bad execution." I stand by that. I think the idea of, like, the Hulk, like, kind of, like, coming out in as, like, a
Reaction. Yeah.
yeah, more of, like, a reaction, more of a, like, instinctual response. I think that's cool. I like that. I don't think it's executed well. I think the idea of it's really cool.
Yeah. I just like I said, the dialysis stuff just grossed me out. I ain't watching all that,
Yeah, that's fair. Um,
even though I did.
I really liked the reveal that he was working with Bruce's blood and, like, trying to replicate him. That's a very good
Mm-hmm.
reveal that I truthfully did not see coming.
Yeah.
Like, that's a twist I didn't see coming. I liked it.
I will just say, um, yeah, I love that they just like have the sniper train on Bruce Banner
Yeah.
and like try to take him out or something. Like, bro,
Dude, they want him gone.
yeah, Ross, do you absolutely want your daughter to just despise you for the rest of your life, dude?
It's crazy. I don't hate Blonsky's motivations in this movie.
I don't even really remember them, to be fully honest. I don't. They're like,
I think they really come out here. I think this is the part where like, you really see it. He it's kind of implied that he's like top of the line when it comes to like what he does. And so in this scene, he runs up to Bruce, like holds up a gun to him, and is like, "Where's the Hulk? I want to fight the Hulk. Like I want a rematch." Like he's like, it kind of feels like he finally lost and now wants to fight back. And I think that, and like he wants to like fight again, and like I think that's cool. I like that. Um, I don't think it fully works for what this movie is, but in isolation, I think it's a cool character thing.
it's all right for me. I don't really think Blonsky's really that memorable, to be fully honest.
That's fully fair. You're completely right. But I just think in isolation, kind of cool motivation.
Anytime he was talking to, I was trying to tell what his accent was. So you know,
Yeah, that's fair. Want to talk about the helicopter?
I do want to talk about the helicopter.
Go for it.
Well, first final battle was ugly, but
Oh,
it was at night. It wasn't horrible. Could have been worse, but it was pretty bad. Um, but Banner jumping out of the helicopter and just smacking it into the ground
it's
was
so funny.
awesome.
It's
It
so
was
funny.
it is unironically. I think they think the movie wanted me to laugh there
Yes,
because I did. It was really
definitely.
funny.
Yeah,
And if they didn't want me to laugh there, then I don't know what to tell you.
it's it is an incredibly funny scene because it's so dramatic, and then he just smack hits the
Does he?
ground.
He goes like, "Uh oh," and then he smacks into the ground. Dude, he
The
would have
oh
become.
killed me.
He should have just become paste or something, dude. That was crazy. It was awesome. Loved it. That is a beautiful note. Love
That
that.
I think that should have been the ending of the movie because anything that happens after that, I did not
Yeah,
have a good time with.
yeah, I agree. It should just cut to black. And then I was also just talking about Abomination real quick. We can talk about him more later. But I was so annoyed that he was talking so much. Shut up, bro. Just punch.
He was the yapper.
He's just like
Yeah.
he's just talking all this shit. Like, just bro, shut up and just punch.
It it's also like it's very different from like how the Hulk is portrayed.
Yeah,
He's very much like still aware of everything as Abomination, which is it doesn't feel like that should be the case even if it is. And so that's it very much throws you off. I have any last words? Hulk smash
Hulk
sucks.
smash. I have that down too.
That
Let's
sucks so
go,
much.
dude. It was horrible, but that's the delicious garbage I love
It
sometimes.
yeah, like it felt
That woke me
very
up from the coma this movie put me in.
yeah, like genuinely I have no notes between Banner hitting the ground and Hulk smash. And then my
I
next
just
note is I feel nothing about this finale.
yeah, I just for the helicopter crash, I just thought it was really lucky that the helicopter landed so slow on a flat, destroyed building where nobody was around, and then it didn't explode even though it was already smoking.
it
It's just really lucky.
This whole finale, like this whole third act is terrible.
It's
Um
so
it's
bad.
it's abysmal. It ends with a "this isn't you." Like it's just it's just so bad. And I as I was watching it cuz so when I full confession, when I was watching the opening of this movie, I was like, "Oh no, I'm going to really like this movie." And Eric's
Hmm.
going to hate this movie and this is going to be like a rough episode of the pod. Like we're not going to decide on a number. By the time I got to this point, I was like, I can't believe that at any point I thought this was a good movie.
It's so bad.
It's genuinely like 'cause the thing is, I'm trying to think about other Marvel movies that I've seen, which I've seen most, if
Mm.
not all of them. Movies, well, I think I've seen all the movies now. This is the last one. I may not have seen The Dark World. I don't remember. All of them, at least, I can be entertained by the third act. You know, at the very least, like it's interesting to watch at some level. I wanted this movie to be over for the last 20 to 30 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, it's boring slop. Like it was
It
not
is
it.
it is a boring action scene. Like the only other part that I remember, like now that I'm thinking about it, like liking is at one point Abomination has him like pinned and he like pulls Abomination's hand off of him by getting more angry. And normally that kind of like isn't a great like it's like okay, why did he suddenly get strength? But with the Hulk, it's like, yeah, if he gets more mad, he gets stronger. Like that's just how the Hulk works. But that's cool. But like he like tries to choke out Abomination with like the chain, and Betty's like, "This isn't you," and then he doesn't, and then he roars. Like I just felt just
Yeah.
nothing.
Everything in this movie, like I think that moment, like it technically works, but it's just so sauceless. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing there's nothing here to grasp onto.
we talked about this with Terrence Howard last week. it feels very inconsistent. The ending of this movie feels very inconsistent to the Hulk that we have going forward.
Mm.
Do you have anything else before the last two scenes in this movie?
I just want to go back because I love any last words. Hulk smash. That this is. Let me compare this to Star Wars real quick. This is
Yeah.
that line. That one line is the Jar Jar Binks of this movie for me. And let me explain. I like Jar Jar Binks because he's the only thing in the Phantom Menace that makes me feel I'm breathing still. This movie woke, or this quote woke me up. This quote is my
This
Jar
movie
Jar
is woke.
Binks. This movie is woke. That's one line woke me up. It is my Jar Jar. This movie, and I love that line.
It I think it is the only time that like I've seen a like so blatant fan service like moment and actively out loud. No, actually, that's not true. I have actually. It's one of the times that I've said out loud, "Oh, come on!"
Right?
Like like it
So-
just it felt so heavy handed.
it's so funny. It seriously, I like shot straight up when I would like heard that line because I was like leaning back on like a recliner or something. Shot straight up. It was awesome. But yeah, we can go on to like because I also just have that being how the movie ends is absurd, and I kind of remember how it ends. So you can go first.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two ending scenes. One that feels like it should be a post credit scene and isn't. But I want to talk about the
Yeah,
actual last scene of like the movie proper.
yeah,
And
go
that
for it.
is Bruce Banner back meditating, and then it says days without incident, and then he opens his eyes and they turn green and it counts down to 0 and then it cuts to credits.
It's Aura, right? It's cool.
What does this mean? Genuinely, what does this mean?
That's why I said. I guess that yeah, that's being how the movie ends is absurd. He just runs away because like he just runs away from the city, and then we just like cut to the cabin
I
he's
can't
in.
I can't tell you how excited I am to get to the Avengers 2012 and just be mad about this ending.
Yeah.
This ending makes no sense with everything we have out the Hulk going forward. I think this is the most incongruent ending to next movie that maybe is in the entire MCU.
Mm-hmm.
It is so strange. My note literally
This
just
whole
says,
movie does not matter.
"What does this ending mean?" Yeah, this whole movie does not matter. Evidence, I hadn't seen it until now, and it did not affect me at all. We have what feels like it should be the post-credit scene of this movie, which is not a post-credit scene. It's just at the end. Probably because post-credit scenes weren't really popularized at this point, and because this is like Universal, not Marvel Studios. I wonder if like that's why. So I'm pretty well versed in like the MCU, right? We grew up like right at the perfect time for it to be like this cultural monolith that it still is, honestly. Less so now, but like we grew
Mm-hmm.
up with like the theories and with like every time about the post credit scenes for months and like now we're talking about like casting rumors, all that kind of stuff. Like the day that Spider Man in the Civil War trailer dropped, like it was a huge deal. I have never seen this post credit scene in my entire life. I have never seen this post credit scene referenced in my entire life.
It's not post credit though. It's pre-credit scene.
I I did not know this scene happened. I have never heard about this scene. I've never seen someone talk about this. And if that is not a perfect just metaphor for this entire movie, I don't know what is.
My last note's just hi Tony.
You know what's also crazy? How you felt about Hulk smash waking you up. That's how I felt about watching RDJ walk on screen.
Yeah.
Is I was like, oh, we're back. We're in the MCU. We're back. Yeah. Okay. I care now.
And then it ends.
And then the movie ends.
I also love the idea that Tony Stark can just find Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
That's who he was talking to, right?
No,
Did
he's
he
talking to
find
Ross.
He was talking to Ross. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. But he's just so easily able to find Ross too, though.
He was just drinking. Also, this is just like a recreation of the Nick Fury to Iron Man scene, but
Yeah, but with
which
Tony instead.
which I don't hate.
Yeah.
Like we're in the early stages of setting this stuff up. Like the next movie is Iron Man 2, and then like I mean which I don't remember the post credit scene of Iron Man 2 either. So I'm actually very excited for that. Actually, wait, I think I do know it. I'm not going to
I
say
actually
what it
don't think
is,
I don't think I know Iron Man 2's ending
but
or post credits.
I'm pretty sure I actually do now that I'm thinking of it. I think I know the exact shot it is.
I'm pretty sure I knew this one, the pre credits of Incredible Hulk, but I don't think I know Iron Man 2's. So
Uh, I like if Iron Man 2 is the one that I'm thinking of. I like it a lot. I know it's not technically a post credit scene review. We can post credit scene review this one, even though it's pre credits.
yeah,
It's fine.
it's okay. Well, it's whatever.
It's just the
Sure,
Iron Man
Tony's
one, but
here.
again, it's just showing that like, hey, we're getting Iron Man 2.
Yeah, I think like Ross gives him like he says like a funny joke or something about Tony with all of his stuff going on. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Does it pay off? Yeah. Both these characters
Kind
are in
yeah,
these going
technically.
forward.
Yeah.
Full spoiler talk. Give me your review of this movie.
I think overall this movie is just it's boring. It's boring bad for 2/3. I'm not even really that big of a fan of the first act. It's cool. That's where the most sauce is. They tried the hardest there, but I don't think it's that interesting. This movie loves to tell me stuff, except for the opening credits where they show me stuff. Um, so
This movie
I just
loves.
felt like this movie. What?
I need to change my letterbox review to "This movie loves to tell me stuff."
Except for the opening, like 3 minutes of it, they actually show me stuff there. But I just felt like it was really uninspired. The action was pretty boring. It was pretty ugly. Writing was really corny, which sometimes I like. Sometimes it's my Jar Jar Binks of this movie, and it wakes me up. But I think most of this movie is just bad. So I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, I think we're in very similar boats. I think that the opening, it's the first 25 minutes, I'm pretty sure. That's like the whole Brazil escape sequence is pretty good. Uh, I think it's shot well. I think that the action's good. I like how Bruce is characterized. I don't love how like I mentioned that like, oh, Ross don't tell Emil anything about it. Um, but after that, this whole thing just falls apart. I think every scene with Betty and Bruce is just bad. I think it's the writing. I don't even think like I think you mentioned earlier that all the issues with the performance seem to come from the directing, and I fully agree with that. I think there's a couple of really good scenes of Bruce like being good at escaping, like when he's like, "Hey, walk to the back of the car, but not too urgently," like stuff like that. I think Emil kind of works in this movie, but the issue is it feels like it should have been him or Ross, and the fact that it's both is weird. I don't think Ross works particularly well in this movie. But I don't think he also like I think he's just fine. I think the issue with this movie is, like Eric said, it's very boring. It just comes back to it's fine. I think the worst emotion that a movie can make me feel is just complacency. And the fact that I can just it's fine my way out of this whole movie really bugs me because I don't think that I can like that's not how like Iron Man 1 made me feel pumped up to watch the rest of these. And I was like, yes, let's get going. And after watching this movie, all I could think was, oh my gosh, we have 49 more of these. And then I remembered that like Guardians is coming. And I'm like, oh yeah, some of these are really good. Um, but straight up, if it was just 49 more of these, we would not be doing the series because it wouldn't be fun to watch. I think it's very important that movies have a message. I don't think this movie has a message at all. I don't think this movie has anything to say. I think it's very important that movies are entertaining. I don't think this movie is very entertaining. I think it fails on almost every level as a film, which is so interesting because Iron Man 1, I think, succeeds on so many levels. And maybe it's the fact that Universal was making it. Maybe they heard that Iron Man 1 was getting made and they were just like, we gotta make this as fast as we can to also like cash in on this if Iron Man 1 is good. I'm so glad that going forward, none of this matters. And straight up, if I was telling somebody to watch the whole MCU, which I recognize by doing this podcast, I kind of am doing that, I would tell them to skip this movie. I think Iron Man 1 is a must watch, and I think this is honestly, Principal Rabsky, you can just skip this one. Like, it's just not it.
It's just useless.
It
It's
is
not
completely.
relevant.
Uh, give me a number, Eric.
I don't think I can go higher than like a 3.
I also don't think I'm feeling a solid 2.5 because the first 25 minutes of this movie are good.
I'm okay with the 2.5. I'll take that.
2.5 it is.
All
Next
right.
week,
We got Iron Man 2.
2010 movie Iron Man 2. It's crazy there was a year where there were no Marvel movies. Then I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
happens again.
I've only seen Iron Man 2 once, so I'm actually kind of interested to rewatch that.
I've also only seen it
I don't
once.
even know if I sat through the whole thing, so we'll see.
I know about one thing in it that I know is going to be a cause for probably at least 15 minutes of conversation next week.
I'm looking forward to it.